Hi, Kata. I'm Jules Alderson. I'm the volunteering program manager at Norfolk and Waveney Integrated Care Board, and I'm really pleased to be able to speak to you today about the Get Involved Innovation Fund. Can we start by getting to know who you are and what your role is in connection to the Get Involved Innovation Fund?
Yeah, thanks, Jules, for inviting me. My name's Kata Parish. I work for Voluntary Norfolk, and my role is the Volunteering Innovations Manager.
Lovely. So, what is the Get Involved Innovation Fund?
So the Get Involved Innovation Fund is part of the National Volunteering for Health Initiative, and in Norfolk and Waveney, we're one of the partners, along with the ICB and a number of other partners, who are looking at what the barriers are that prevent people from volunteering across certain groups across Norfolk and Waveney. So the fund itself, the project itself is about providing funding, co-production support and guidance for organisations that would want to work with those who are experiencing more barriers into volunteering than others. And in Norfolk and Waveney, we've chosen to focus on adults who are neurodivergent or who are autistic, people who've been in the care system, so looked after children, and those with learning disabilities.
And what innovations are you hoping to fund through the programme?
Well, so we're interested, we've actually had quite a bit of feedback, and there's all sorts of different ideas about looking at what are the barriers, exploring what those barriers might be and how we might prevent them. So some organisations are interested in perhaps creating some accessible materials that might make volunteering more approachable and less challenging for some. Some other people are considering part funding a support worker, so that the support worker might help those who are interested in volunteering into roles that otherwise might have been problematic for them, and that might have been something to do with travel or just new places or sensory overwhelm or lack of experience, or having just been out of that kind of world of volunteering and work for some periods of time. Yeah, so all sorts of interesting project ideas are coming through at the moment.
If somebody is thinking that they might have an innovation that would support one of our cohorts, particularly in this instance, somebody with learning disabilities to volunteer, could you explain what the application process is?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing they need to do, if they'd like to, would be to go onto the website. So you can go getinvolvednorfolk.gov.uk. If you prefer to speak to someone or email someone first off, you can email me. You can find me, I'm kata.parish, that's PARRISH, at voluntarynorfolk.org.uk. Or you can pick up the phone Voluntary Norfolk, and someone will get to me at some point. On the website, and I can support you with this also, on the website we have the expression of interest form on there, plus a whole load of other information, frequently asked questions and what the process is. So all the details on the website. The idea would be that you'd fill out the expression of interest form. It doesn't have to be completed before we see it. Really, it's an expression. It comes straight to me. Then we'll have some conversations around what we think looks really good in that, what we think looks really strong, where there might be some gaps. And then also there's a kind of co-production route where we're working with peer guides in the local community. So it might be people who've got lived experience, or it might be people who have professional experience, who can look at that plan and just help you make it a bit more robust if it needs that. Before it then goes to the awards panel, and the awards panel similarly is made up from people in the community who have professional experience, perhaps lived experience, professional expertise or lived experience. If successful at the panel, from that point onwards, then Community Action Norfolk or Community Action Suffolk, depending on whereabouts across Norfolk and Waveney the project, the innovation is looking to take place, will provide the funding, guidance, support, governance, all the things that they're really great at, in order to help make sure that the delivery of that project is as successful as it can be. And then from that point onwards, also we want to be listening and kind of gathering what's working and what isn't working, so that we can feed that back up through the national channels and also locally, so we can work out what's working locally, so that this innovative pilot project might be able to roll out, have improved what's worked and what doesn't work.
That's very exciting. Thank you so much, Kata.
That's all right.